You guys can see the planes maybe going to refill in the river. I would go to the river, but I can't exactly, I can't get there right now. Let's see. There we go. Hey, Miss Juju. Hopefully you can hear me. I no really time to like test things out, and we had fires last night. Or I mean, we still have fires, but we okay. Does it have a weird hum sound? Hopefully not. It shouldn't have the hum sound this time, but last time it did. Okay, good. So anyway, we had evacuations last night. We're like on the outer perimeter of the fire, so it got lifted and we got put into ready. I don't know. I think about 9 o'clock this morning, but they just now are sending air support, which is insane to me. I mean, it's just water. Wasn't like they're dumping like the other materials, you know. So, I mean, I guess possibly they were tied up somewhere else, but I've seen several other really small fires where, I mean, even in the last few days, where air support was dispatched immediately. So I'm not really sure what was up last night. But I hope you're having a good Sunday. You can see the smoke pretty well in the distance. That's the Spokane River. That's actually those trees. We can zoom. So kind of where you know that that not the hillside on the right, but the trees that are kind of on the left, going back that way is the Spokane River. If I just had a level spot on this ground. But yeah, so it's been a very interesting night. Didn't sleep much. I think when I listened to the radio earlier this morning, they said their count was 600 structures, so 600 plus. They had 600 verified structures had been burnt down. So there was actually 3 separate fires. This is the county fire, and then they had the next fire was by Spokane, and then the next one by Spokane Valley. So it's pretty nasty that way. The planes should be flying when they go back. They should be coming pretty close overhead where we're at right now, as soon as they get more water. I wish. So my friend left and he had my Discover Pass, so I can't go to the river because I don't have a pass and I'm not paying $50. I don't have $50 to waste. But we could probably actually see the planes take off. But yeah, a good bit. less smoky than it was last night. Like kind of the way it looks out in the distance was how it was looking here before the evacuation. And if anybody's in here, I can't tell. Anyone else? Oh, it doesn't pre-populate the name. Miss Juju is... What? Did we get logged out of Twitch? Everything logged out of me today for some reason. All right. That means we have to get a stupid passcode. Oh, it actually worked. Yeah, so I'm using the Moblin app, and it has the chat. I don't know, it's supposed to be there for 30 days, but it didn't. So I was trying to shout you out, and the stupid thing wouldn't. So it's showing me chat, it's just not letting me actually chat. I don't have my other phone, so it makes it pretty difficult. Hopefully I spelled that right. Did it? Well, I didn't do it right. Dadgummit. I can't see what I'm writing, so... There we go. Anyway, yeah, so she does a lot of crafting stuff. She does a lot of knitting. Oh, the planes are not coming this way. Or directly overhead. Where are you at? Where are you at? I cannot see you in the camera. Yeah, you can't really see them that well. I wish you could have been at the river, but you could have seen them pretty well. They were flying over the RV. They must be... Oh, no, he's circling. Okay, so he must not filled yet. They've been traveling in a trio, so I don't know if he's waiting on the others or what's going on. Maybe he's checking the area, spotting. That's possible. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, give Miss Juju a follow. Nice chill stream. Especially if you're like me and during the day you want some noise, but you need it to be not chaos. Yeah, now he's coming pretty close. So for some reason he had to turn around. And we have 3 more coming. 1, 2, and 3 in the back. It's all sorts of air traffic. I don't have my gimbal today either, so everything is by hand. Looks like they're probably going to either the Spokane or the Spokane Valley fire. So like Fairview and Old Trail and then Autumn fires. I'm closest to Autumn fire. pretty crazy. Once the sun made it over the mountain lines this morning, it was just orange outside, like in a very weird, eerie way. The air was still. It does feel like the air changed direction. So not excited about that. It's actually like blowing on us. So that's why we're still in ready. Last night the winds were blowing towards that way where all the fires were, so that's kind of what kept us safe. So the fires didn't come this way; they went the other way. I think something like 60,000 people are without power. Last I knew, I don't know what it is now. And then, as I said, 600 plus structures, plus all the other stuff. You know, the woods, the properties. This is a county road here, and like last night, it was literally like a highway with evacuations. Not quite as bad as the highway, but pretty bad for the country. And poor Lady Midnight, I guess, I don't know, it was about 6 o'clock yesterday when so she's not into loud noises, she doesn't like fires, none of that type of stuff. So about 6 o'clock yesterday, she was just very uneasy. Plus she also misses her playmate, but he'll be back today. And that's Lady in the background playing with a pine cone. It's okay, you can play. I was just telling everyone what you were doing. She was like, "Get that camera off of me, boy." Dadgummit. Hey, come here. You better not have fleas. So we have these fires here. I think their combined acreage is probably somewhere close to 5,000 or 6,000. I'm not 100% sure. You kind of get brain dead to all the notifications after a while. And then if you look back the other way, so we're getting smoke from two different places, but if you go back that way, you have four fires, I think. One of them's like, I think 136,000 acres. One is 49,000. Another was like 6,000 last I knew. And then I think the other was somewhere close to 1,000. So quite a bit of acreage on fire all around. Hey, puppy cat. Good day. Good afternoon. Wasn't sure what time it is. I was just showing people the smoke. We were under evacuation orders last night, and that was lifted, downgraded to a ready status this morning, somewhere around 9 o'clock or something like that. And we've been watching the planes take over and go by. Hope you're doing well, though. Having a good Saturday. Yeah, it's crazy smoky. We have, so the closest fire is the autumn fire is what got us evacuated. Thankfully, it didn't come this way, even though the wind is starting to blow towards us today. That kind of sucks. Then the city of Spokane and Spokane Valley, they had a lot of evacuations. They have 2 more fires down that way. So we have like 3 fires down that way, and you can see the planes are coming back to the river. I can't see the dots. They're there somewhere. Well, you just have to take my word for it. I don't see them. Anyway, the planes are coming back to the river to get some more water. We just got air support today, so that was kind of crazy. We didn't have it yesterday, but maybe they were afraid of the wind gusts, I guess, which weren't really that bad, not as bad as what they were supposed to be, at least right here anyway. Oh, it's not coming in good? Maybe I'm not talking loud enough. Is that any better? It also could be like the winds, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit harder to breathe. Last night it was a lot worse than this. Now that the winds have changed, it's kind of bringing in a little bit more smoke. But we're like completely surrounded by fires. To the other side, to that side, we have some really big fires. They're a good distance away, but we've been suffering from their smoke for quite a while now. One of them's, hey, good to see you. Barissimo. Thanks for stopping by, just popping up quick. Was just showing the smoke, and the planes are not landing or flying over as close as what they were before I went live. Of course. We were evacuated, but in our little section, we got to come back. We're just under a ready status, so got stuff packed and ready to leave again. But I wanted to go to the river this way, that way we could see the planes actually like get water, but I don't have my pass. Yeah, we had 3 new fires yesterday. Yeah, one's pretty close to us. The other 2 are like one's outside of, well, it's partially in Spokane, but on the other Spokane Valley. So like, yeah, our county's had some serious evacuations. Well, we still have some serious evacuations going on. Like, this road was like a highway yesterday night, and it's a country road. I was definitely hoping that the planes would keep their path. We've been very fortunate though. Most of the fires have been either on the other side of the river. Oops. So like over there, below those trees, I know you can't really see, but that's where the Spokane River is. And then, so you can see them coming back for a drop. Wish I had my other camera and I was able to set it up. You guys could actually see them. Of course, I say that I'm looking at a screen that's so small. Can't really see anything on my screen. That white truck, that's a government truck, belongs to the state, so they must have been checking all the access areas. Yeah, definitely. And I'm not 100% sure the fire lines, how far this way it got, but I know where the fire was, or the closest fire rather, it was definitely pretty populated that way. I think this fire put out about 1,000 people or whatever. And there's quite a few people. Like, I know it doesn't look like it because of the farm field, but even just around me, it's just that everybody's so far apart. So there are actually a lot of people that live out in this area. We've just been, like I said earlier, so fortunate that the river's over there. It's kept a lot of fires from us. I know last night too that, was it 3 of the fires, or yesterday total, like 3 of the fires jumped the river, so the ashes went to the other side and they had small fires. All of those were extinguished. But yeah, these planes they haven't stopped, because this fire is nothing compared to what's burning to my west. It's also pretty crazy, like the number of alerts starting Friday evening into Saturday that we got about the red flag and the wind warnings. And then all of a sudden, bam, 3 fires. And yeah, definitely. And then you look around, and we've got all these wheat fields, and of course it's the end of the season, so they're dried out. And that adds for a lot quicker spreading, especially with the winds. I mean, of course, it'll burn through the green stuff as well, but, this stuff. It is kind of crazy. Like, if I didn't have the Watch Duty app, I wouldn't have known any of this. Yeah, and people don't realize that. You just, in the dry country, you can't go over grass with a hot vehicle. And you would think that even government workers should know this kind of stuff. But in Arizona, we had someone, they were not from our district. Right. Well, that's good. Yeah, but yeah, in Arizona, we used to take care of about an 8-mile area of road and the surrounding area and stuff. And we had a Forestry Service vehicle parked on the tall grass right in the middle of fire season. And of course I called it in and was like, who's driving this SUV? And it wasn't any of our people, because they were like, we don't have an SUV. So it had to be, someone from up higher, probably doing some kind of research. But I'm just like, really? You're the Forest Service. Every employee, even if they just clean bathrooms, should know better. And then the field's not really on this side that you're looking at, but on the other side of the road. They do have a lot of roads cut through there, but I don't think the roads are quite big enough for a fire break. And here come the planes again. Yeah, that's the sad thing. But, at the same time, it's very possible that those employees were never taught. And they could have been like a seasonal employee. So that's one of the things, is a lot of the land agencies here, whether it's the Park Service, and I mean in the West, just speaking in general, a lot of summer employees are seasonal, and they come from states that don't really deal with fire. So what in the world is that? Something out there reflecting I think it's reflecting on a sprinkler system. Hopefully. Pretty sure. Anyway. So it's possible they don't know and they came from a place like where you don't even think about it. You just drive on the grass wherever you want to or whatever. But still, it should be like in-service training. What you do, what you don't do. And two, it's like, how do you hold people to rules when the agency's breaking the rules? That was one of my big problems. Not even just with that incident, but many other things. Like the sheep herder was allowed to come and pick up their sheep, and they brought semi-trucks, drove them through the meadows, which are fragile lands, and how is it okay for them? And then like Joe Citizen comes up, drives off in there, and then you give them a pretty hefty ticket. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you guys can see it, but I think the lights are on the sprinkler system. It's the shiny, yellowish looking lights that I see. It's pretty far in the distance for this camera, so you probably can't see them. Oh, definitely. And it's not, it's just simple things, simple reminders. And it's something that they could easily, you just do it online. Just a very easy in-service. You read, take a short quiz just to make sure you actually read it. And I know stuff like that seems like a hassle, but, even in the military, I remember, like, people know better than this stupid stuff, but they do it anyway. So that's why you have yearly training on a lot of things. Yeah. That mining stuff's no joke. When I lived on the East Coast, I had a friend, he worked for an engineering company that developed a lot of the electronics, communication devices, stuff like that for a lot of the major mining companies. And it was just insane, like the stuff they developed and stuff, like they had to have security clearances for it. Here they come back. A little bit close. Oh yeah, much closer this time enough. Yeah. So I got the message this morning that they were sending in air support, or I guess it was still morning, and they were literally flying right over the RV. So Yeah, definitely very small. I'm assuming the big planes are out on the. They got a couple big fires to our west. I mean, really big fires, I should say. So they probably have those out on that. I'm just still kind of shocked we didn't have any kind of air support before now. Maybe. And then, you know, who knows, like the red tape and all those kinds of things. I know that in many ways the government is very detached from what actually happens on ground. I know, right? Oh, here we go. We got some bigger planes now. You got some big bellies. Of course, you can't see them, but so those are new. But I don't know, who really knows. It's just weird because over the past 3 days, all the pop-up fires that have requested air support got them really quickly. We did have higher winds yesterday, and maybe it's just the smaller planes couldn't fly in it, I'm assuming, but I don't know. I didn't really ever feel any gusts higher than 25 miles per hour at any moment, but now if we could just get like a foot of water, not all at one time, but it'd be nice to, you know, get a steady rain for 24 hours or something. Nice, slow. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping by. Take care, and we'll catch you around the Twitch streets. Have a good day. Stay safe. I don't know what they're doing. Looks like they're just circling. Huh. Okay. Yeah, they're literally just circling the crop field over there. the potatoes. Screen might go funny for a second. I'm just going to check my alerts. Okay, just making sure everything's okay. Yeah, it's definitely pretty sad. You know, a lot of people lost their homes, been displaced. I was not going to a shelter last night. I just assumed camp in the woods. Wasn't able to get my RV out. Just wasn't really possible. So I had my friend's truck, which, to be frank, like the truck's a better choice anyway because it's faster than that old, big 1987 Class A beast of a vehicle. But yeah, think about all the animals. It's pretty sad. It's no joke. So many things get affected by this type of stuff. You know, it's people, firefighters taken away from their families, risking their lives. People can't go to work. I can't imagine sleeping in a shelter with all those people because I'm not a people person. So my choice was actually to go towards Canada last night. Back up to the forest. There are some campgrounds that are kind of close, but they had another fire out in the Fort Spokane area, so that all was shut down, so I couldn't go there last night. Plus, I'm almost certain it's crazy smoky, even if they didn't have the fire right there. I can't remember the name of the fire. We've got so many. And don't forget our people down in Oregon. I know Miss Roadrunner. She comes in the stream. She's from Oregon. And they have fires everywhere, full of smoke. It's just insane down there. They had a lot of electrical storms. I think like 2 back-to-back electrical storms. So no new alerts. I'm taking that as good news, because they were pretty much nonstop. Yeah, still no new alerts. Yeah, now the planes are flying over the RV again instead of out here in the field. Got a couple going back for water, and looks like a few. The smaller planes are coming back. There's 4 of those. So it looks like we have 6 planes on these 3 fires right now. Oh, shoot. Maybe those are the same bellies. Coming up. You'll see them in a second. Maybe. Yeah. Then kind of some sad news. I know a few days ago, one of the Forest Service fire jumpers was off duty with some family at Payette Lake in Idaho, which isn't, Idaho's the border anyway, is not very far from here. But anyway, he died in a swimming accident. I think he had jumped off a cliff, and not really sure what happened. Pretty sad news. Isn't it, lady? I'm gonna actually head back to the truck for a second. Leave you guys here. Hopefully everyone behaves themselves. But let's see if we can get this microphone to stay pooth. So I'm gonna go get my laptop from the truck.
Petra Pant says, "Hey Nachurakrang, hope you have a nice day." Cine here, equals.
Oh, sorry. I was walking to get my laptop. Hope you're still there, Cindy. I left my phone. So we did end up having evacuation orders from the fires last night. We got to come home this morning. Just kind of watching the planes. They're not coming close. I can't see them. It's too hard to see them on such a small screen. But anyway, we finally got air support. So water tankers from the sky are finally dropping water. Trying to find a level place. Every time I move this, I should actually come out here and level the ground. But I hope you're doing well, doing good. Just really smoky, very fiery, and exciting. Thank you, I appreciate it. And what's going on with this crazy computer? But you guys, Petra is she also streams. Very sweet soul, very good soul, from Germany. A lot of her streams in German, but also she speaks English, and what in the world was that? If you like Dead by Daylight, that's her game. I think the screen may go a little blurry. My earpiece disconnected because I walked away. Okay, come on. No, we don't want Wi-Fi, we want Bluetooth. I think it's time for new earbuds. These are, actually the left earbud no longer works. lady. It's just airplanes, baby. They putting out the fires. She's getting a little upset. She said, I don't like this noise. Hey Shag, hope you're doing well. So I was listening and lurking off and on last night. As you can see, we had a little incident. We had some fires last night. We had evacuation orders. I thought we were going to be okay. I mean, obviously we're okay fire-wise. It didn't come to us, but yeah, I didn't want to say anything on your stream last night. Didn't want to be a buzzkill. Be like, but yeah, we're okay. A lot of people are not. I haven't listened to the radio, so I obviously don't have TV out here. But as of like sometime this morning, like 10 o'clock or so, the radio was saying 600 confirmed structures burnt down. But that's, not really a hard number. It was a soft number, quick count. 60,000 people without power. I'm sorry. So this fire that in that direction that the camera's going, we have a fire that way. And then we had a fire. They had evacuations in the city of Spokane and the city of Spokane Valley on out into the county. Both, yeah. So it was a interesting night. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep. And it's smoky. At least it's nowhere near as smoky now as what it was last night. Because the smoke in the distance you would be seeing like up here up front. It was pretty bad. Yeah. But been watching the air support drop water. I'm not really sure what happened, but we didn't get air support until a little bit earlier today. Like, let's see, I've been online for like an hour, so maybe an hour and a half ago is when we finally got air support. But they removed our evacuation, marked us down to ready status, and then looks like everything's going good because there goes a fire truck. Or like a fire department truck. It's not a fire truck. But I haven't been getting any alerts, so I think that's probably good news. But you guys, check out Shag. He had a Shagathon last night. Played a lot of video games, did some community stuff, and ended it into the night with karaoke in a special costume. You did, like, it was funny because, I don't know, it was at least 12 o'clock here, so that's on Pacific time, so I know it was late for you. Uh-oh, what happened to the stream? I went and got my laptop. I can't find in the middle of packing everything last night, I can't find my dummy phone, my old iPhone. On the laptop, it just got like really crazy. It might be overheating. I don't know. It shouldn't be. It's not hot today. That's maybe the saving grace. The smoke is giving us a little reprieve from the crazy sun. But yeah. So have you recovered? Besides your voice, anyway? Well, that's good. You know, I never excuse me, probably shouldn't stay out here much longer, to be honest. When I was younger, definitely didn't have any trouble waking up the next day. But now, if I had too much to drink, just ruin the whole day. So I don't really drink anymore. Yeah, like on the laptop, it looks like the stream just melted. Like, what is going on? I'm starting to wonder if it's Moblin. I know a lot of other streamers have been having some trouble. Yeah, a lot of the other IRL streamers have been having trouble. It's just hard to know in the moment because right now I'm using Restream. I didn't even attempt to use my server. So who knows? It could be the iPhone. It could be Moblin. It could be Restream. Maybe it's even Twitch. Or the government's like, we don't want you filming us. But the cool thing is, during all my packing yesterday, I found my camera holder. Now, I have the gimbal, but you know, like for something like this, it's kind of like, why use a gimbal? It's just something else you have to charge or hook up to the battery. So I was pretty happy about that. It's like a metal holder, pretty robust. I wanted to go set up on the river, but I left my Discover Pass in my friend's other truck, so I couldn't go to the river. Otherwise, we could see these guys like filling up on water, landing and taking off. It'd be kind of cool. If this, okay, so, oh yeah, really nice today. 71.6 here where I am. I've got a weather station at my RV. Looks like the humidity is 32%, so that's kind of nice. At least it's not under 20 like it usually is. They could probably use a little bit more humidity to stop the spread of the fire, but so not bad. I could do, I don't know, maybe Spokane is. Ruru, congrats on getting first. Let's see. So I'm pretty close to Spokane. Let's see how. Oh. Weather Spokane, maybe. Huh. Yeah, Spokane's a couple degrees hotter than us. But yeah, we had some fires yesterday, Ruru. So just been watching the planes come. When I started streaming, they were like literally flying over me. And then, of course, you start streaming and they go somewhere else. But yeah, we're good. We got to come home, got our orders lifted like this morning around 9ish, and we're still in ready. Obviously, and the wind's actually blowing this way. It's not that bad, thankfully. Actually feels like the wind's coming from a couple different directions, to be honest. So it is pushing a little bit more smoke back towards us. But yeah, they had to evacuate parts of the city, Spokane City, last night. So how's all that in your day going? That's good. Hopefully the whole country's having like a cooler day. And this would be pretty awesome if we didn't have the smoke. But at the same time, I'm like, it's just going to become winter soon. It's kind of been feeling like fall at night here. We've been like in the low 50s, I think. Really wish I had my other phone. It's got to be in the truck somewhere. So I can see my weather station online, but I don't think. Oh, I can see the history. I didn't know if the history were available online or not. You streaming tonight? You guys give Ruru a check out. All right. Yeah, you guys give him a follow, give him a check out. He's a pretty chill streamer. I mean, like, it's not going to be quiet, but it's not like he doesn't get overly active and hyper for no reason at all. And I don't necessarily mind people that are like really hyper, but it's just not something I can listen to all day long when people are just screaming. But I do like to play streams in the background when I'm working on other stuff, just to have something to listen to. Let's see if, I guess you guys can probably hear me typing. I've never checked to see if you can do watch duty online. I should like pin something like that. Watch Duty is a really good app in the U.S. Oh, that's cool. Is it, so? Will it just do like game content, or is it doing like voice as well? Of course, I know you don't really have trouble with voice. Most of the people you stream with are pretty chill. Yeah, there goes the I don't know why the camera is doing this. Okay, cool. It just keeps having those little melting spells where it does that. But I've also been noticing a lot of IRL streamers have been having issues. So I won't be able to figure it out. Well, I may not even be able to figure it out. It's not saying low bit rate or anything. Oh well. But anyway, let's see. Let's see. The message is already pinned. What are you talking about? I'm just now pinning you. Anyway, watch duty. If you live in fire country or want to keep up with stuff like that, with the free version, which is what I use, I don't have money to spend on stuff like that, but you can enter up to 5 counties, and then you get fire alerts. I highly recommend it because yesterday during the day when they were giving out evacuation notices, I was getting them on my cell phone through the national alert thing. But when they were evacuating us, I would have never known unless I had watch duty. So if you're out there, check out Watch Duty. It's a nonprofit. If you got money to support them. It's a good cause. If not, it is what it is. But be safe. I highly recommend if you live in fire country. And that's for the United States. There's another app that does the U.S. and Canada, but I don't remember the name of it. So you can use the browser version, which is what I'm actually checking out now to see if anything has been said, because I've not gotten any more alerts. Okay, so again, the fire closest to me is the Autumn Lane fire. And you know what? I bet it will show up. I could swap to my computer, but I'm not going to. Can you guys probably not see that? Of course not. Dadgummit. Well, that sucks. Anyway, the fire closest to me is the Autumn fire, and it is currently at 3,347 acres with 0 containment. Let me see. Yeah, so the last update we got was about 2 hours ago, 11:52 a.m. Pacific, and that was when they were sending the tankers and the scoopers. So, and if you don't know, the scoopers are the ones, if you watched the stream earlier, the scoopers are the smaller planes, and then the tankers are obviously like the biggers. So they sent a couple they were supposed to send 2 different sizes. One was a bigger one, but I don't know, they look the same size to me. But we do have 4 planes. We finally got air support this morning. So we have that fire that is close to us, like really close to us. In Spokane, we had the Old Trail fire that is at 3,619 acres with no containment. Obviously, we're making good progress on the fires at this time. The Fairview fire, which is closer to Spokane Valley, is 1,056 acres, again with no containment. The airplanes have been dropping for about probably under 2 hours now, a little bit under 2 hours, because that 11:52 was when they were en route, and then they might have made 2 runs by the time I went live, maybe more, who knows. So anyway, we have those fires that are in our direct vicinity. Down below us, even further out, there's another fire, but most importantly, we have to our west, we have the Miter fire, which is 1,547 acres, the Hudspeth fire, 4,231, the Braden fire, which is a little bit north of it, is 4,299, and then we have the Modrite fire, which is pretty big, just under 50,000. And then even more westward, we have the Kaiser Canyon fire at 136,000 plus acres. So we are literally on fire all around. And there goes that camera again. I'm not sure what's going on. The phone's not hot at all. So there has to either be a problem with Moblin or... Oh, there goes an alert. Okay, so this is an update for us. It says most of the Suncrest area is in good shape. The dozer lines are held and crews expanded those and cleaned where they could, plus interior work. So, that area is kind of like closer to 9 Mile Falls on the opposite side of the river. And you guys should clear up here in just a few seconds. I don't know why. The camera is supposed to work in the background, but whatever. That's why you have to have two phones. And let's see. They did have. So they're looking at the evacuation areas. And looking at, they want to lift some of the evac levels, but they said the issue is access. Highway 291 will be shut down until the fires along there can be put out. So 291 is also like Francis going into Spokane. They had all sorts of trouble. So if you're out here listening, when there's a fire, please just obey and use common sense. If it's an evacuation route, it means it's a one-way only. It doesn't matter if it's a two-way street, a two-way highway. Evacuation in order, they shut it down. There should have been no traffic coming into the city, but they had so much trouble yesterday with idiots, just absolute idiots out there. That's, my little rant. But anyway, so they're looking at pulling some of the evac areas, but there's a lot of power line and rock debris. So more resources are slowly making their way to the fire. Fresh crews and relief have come in. Some of the guys have been operating for 24 hours or over 24 hours now. So I think that's, we often, I was in the military, and we get a lot of like, oh, thank you for your service or whatever, and you risked your life for this country and all these type of things, and yes, that is true, but come on, guys, firemen do not get the love they need to get. They risk their lives. A lot of them end up getting occupational cancer. They getting cancer when they're in their 40s, 50s, and of course older or whatever. But they literally risk their lives, not immediately, but for the long term, for our safety. So we can't thank those guys enough. I appreciate it, Ruru. Enjoy your food. I had a really big breakfast this morning. I was like, you know what? Since we may have to leave again, I'm going to be a pig. So I had eggs, tater tots, made a pancake. Actually ended up mixing, I cooked the tater tots and had some fresh garden tomatoes and cooked those a little bit first and then added eggs. Forgot to add cheese, but that's okay. I was being a pig. I was like, you know what? Might as well have a good meal if I have to leave again. You know what I'd really like to have is a salad, like just something cold, but a good salad, like a buffet salad with everything. Oh yeah. I forgot about you guys get the salad from bad places. As far as I know, like all of our and I haven't gotten sick. Yeah, like ours I think came from did they say Oregon and California maybe or something? I don't know. Wherever the bad stuff was is not where we get our lettuce products come from. Lady baby, you okay? She's tucking her tail. Do you want to go inside? She's not into. What is going on with the camera? But she's not into smoke or loud sounds. But yeah, I would be a little bit worried of them too. I didn't even really think about that, like fast food. I didn't think about that at all. Of course, I'm in the middle of nowhere most of the time, so I don't really have fast food. The closest I get to lettuce is the closest I'll get to lettuce is usually what is going on here? Like Taco Bell. But I'm kind of glad you said that. Normally at Taco Bell, I will get the bean, cheese, and rice burritos because they're the cheapest. But sometimes I get like a meal or something. But I'm not trying to get any Montezuma's revenge. I know one thing's for sure. The moon sure was pretty last night. It was like red. It looked like a blood moon coming through the smoke clouds. I tried to take a picture. It didn't turn out because there was too much light around where I was, and I was using my iPhone. And already had like my cameras packed away, so They did say the governor was supposed to be coming to Spokane today. Hopefully hanging back in the distance and not being a pain in the booty hole. And that's definitely one thing that, I kind of realized last night. I do need not necessarily even for my own sake, but for the sake of others around, I need to learn a little bit more about the nonprofits and stuff around here for when there is like a major disaster. I know I saw a lot of people on social media asking about it, like where they can help others and stuff, and I don't have a clue. I'm not a fan of the Red Cross, and I don't mind saying why. All over the United States, especially in local, I think they're called chapters or whatever in the world they are, it's so political. Too much money just is paid to employees for a nonprofit. Another thing that they did, was it during COVID or something? Nah, it wasn't COVID. I think it was a hurricane. This was like years ago. They were, half teaming up with Amazon and like, oh, buy these groceries from Amazon and like ship them or whatever. And, Kroger stores, Amazon, probably Safeway stores or Albertsons, all those. One of the things they do is like they put those donation boxes. Okay, here's the problem. If you go to a local food bank or pantry, they have the resources to buy those cans for a fraction of the cost that you pay for them at the grocery store, especially when we're talking about something like Kroger or Albertsons, when things are so expensive there. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like Red Cross, because I think our money should go much further, especially in the nonprofit sector. It should be always used wisely, and I just do not feel that the Red Cross operates efficiently or wisely. They have caused a lot of troubles on ground many times. Remember, there were a lot of issues with Red Cross during Katrina. So as an organization, just always be careful with donating money to nonprofits. They're kind of out of hand in the United States. It's almost like the CEOs, they get into these positions, and other people like high-level vice presidents, and they move in the interest of keeping money flowing in to keep their jobs and to keep their six-figure salaries rather than addressing the things on the ground. I used to work for a food pantry that was not, we operated as a food bank, and we covered a huge territory, and the thing was 100% of the people were volunteers, from the director to anyone that was there. It was all volunteer work. So nonprofits have really become not really about nonprofit. And I haven't heard the airplanes in a little bit, so I'm not sure what's going on. Also definitely not, every time the camera does that, I'm watching on my computer because I don't have my other phone. So I don't see it on my phone. I'm seeing the screen mess up on my computer. So we might raid out. It's probably in my best interest to get out of this weather. Thank you for everyone that stopped by. We'll probably go check out. There's an account I know through a different community called the Tech Bird. So I'll go ahead and SO them out before we raid out. It's just an IRL stream. They watch birds. Pretty simple. Got a few cameras, pans back and forth. Pretty chill place. So anyway, it definitely looks good. Much better now. Like I said, I guess the air support must have stopped for now, since they haven't come back through. But have a good day or night, wherever you may be in the world. And as SiriBot says, stay hydrated. Peace out, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Ruru, we'll see you tonight. Peace. Goodbye, YouTube. Bye.